Alright, folks, back again to share more information involving politics, prophecy, etc. etc. Y'all know what my channel is all about, what it consists of, so I guess I'll get to it and get the cranking up. Well, I guess I'll start. Of course, this segment is called "It's All Preposterous," and I'll start out with the bailouts. First, the Wall Street thing. The real truth, what is hidden from you or is hidden from us, or they trying to hide from us, is the fact the Federal Reserve Bank is broke. The Federal Reserve Bank is high and dry because of the war, because of trillions and the $1 trillion debt because of the war, the millions turned converted into billions being pumped into that war, that unnecessary war basically to try to take the oil. And the Federal Reserve Bank is broke because the Federal Reserve is the one that's been funding the war. The Secretary of Defense funding the Secretary of Defense to fund the war, and a lot of other unnecessary projects that's going on in America that the Federal Reserve getting tongue tied a little bit, that the Federal Reserve Bank has been funding as far as these unnecessary projects that's totally causing it to go high and dry. And what's happened is the Federal Reserve is broke, is empty, so they try to make it seem like it's AIG that's the $700 billion bailout, but actually the $700 billion bailout consists of the war and consists of the broke Federal Reserve Bank. So what they trying to do is find a way to fill the Federal Reserve Bank back up, and also to try to recover the money that they lost in the war. So they try to blame it on AIG. Oh, it's AIG. AIG, come on now, the top insurance company of the world. How all of a sudden the top insurance company of the world is broke? It's because the people over the Federal Reserve Bank has been sucking AIG dry. They've been pulling from AIG, pulling from one of the most top consumers as far as in the world, or top insurance companies, which is AIG. So since it's government owned in a sense, the Federal Reserve pulling from it and they broke. So now they trying to lie and deceive us like, oh, it's AIG. AIG is broke and we, got to figure out this $700 billion plan for AIG, and also the $700 billion because of the unnecessary war. So the bank is broke, people. They broke the bank, and now it's finna be on the taxpayers. Now, a co-worker, I was discussing this at work, and he said, you know what? When we have our situations, our burdens and down and out, the government don't try to bail us out, so they expect us to bail them out. That was a good point, though. Like, they expect us to bail them out, but they don't try to bail us out of anything. They don't care about what's going on in our individual lives as far as us struggling with taxes, job losses. I mean, it's been going on since Reagan, job losses, since Kennedy, etc., etc. And all of a sudden, they care. They care because they lose the money or lost a whole lot of money out of their pockets because the Federal Reserve Bank is broke. Now, shifting over to McCain bailing out. Now, McCain bailing out because of the fact he know his campaign is falling apart. It's already prophesied that what was going to happen in the first debate. Barack Obama is finna walk all over McCain. McCain knows Obama is finna walk all over him. So now McCain is trying to shift it up and say, you know what, I'm just going to suspend my campaign for a little bit and I'm going to help out with this bailout thing. Well, isn't it up to the Secretary of the Treasury? Isn't it up to them? Well, what did you have to do anything with the bailout? You trying to run for president so you can dictate and fix or legislate what you trying to have done in this country. So let the rest of Congress worry about the bailout thing, and you continue on with your campaign so you can try to become president. Only leaving it wide open for Barack Obama by McCain bailing out. I mean, the Republicans are steady screwing up. McCain screwed up so many times, and for you to just sit here and say I'm gonna suspend my campaign so I can help out with the bailout thing is foolish. Absolutely foolish when you have all the rest of the Senate, all the rest of Congress to work on it. I mean, I'm sure it would not hurt their feelings, McCain, if you did not participate. Okay, now as far as the Sarah Palin thing, Sarah Palin going to talk to these world leaders, right? Let's remind you that according to their customs and their beliefs, they believe a woman should not be in any position of dictatorship. A woman should not be in any position of power or authority. So yeah, Sarah Palin may came to visit them and talk and laugh and ha ha he all in her face, but the bottom line, or rock bottom, is she a woman and we can't negotiate with a woman. We can't have diplomatic discussions or whatever the case may be, or discussion with about foreign policy or international forum, whatever it may be, with a woman. That still is in effect, and they cannot take that away. I mean, Hillary, of course, it would not work, and also the last but not least, Condoleezza Rice is struggling with it right now. As many times as she went over to the Middle East to try to work things out, man, them people still doing what they want to do. They ain't trying to hear a word she gotta say. Why? Because of the simple fact she a woman, and because of their customs and their beliefs and what they perceive about women. That a woman should not excel a man. A woman should not be in a position of authority over a man or men. Period. That's their beliefs over in the Middle East. So by Sarah Palin going over there talking to some world leaders, big deal. They looking at her, yeah, she pretty, she attractive, she a woman. Bottom line. So that Sarah Palin thing, yeah, I know it's to appease the women. To appease the women to, make history to get their vote. But now that's not working anymore. Now McCain need a new tactic, so that's why he trying to act like he making a sacrifice to go help out with the bailout, so it can look like a form of leadership on his behalf. But really, he not making a sacrifice. He trying to bail out as well. He trying to bail out from dropping in the polls so that he won't lose tremendously to Barack Obama. That's why he trying to make an excuse. You know what? I'm gonna suspend my campaign. This bailout thing is more important. So otherwise, McCain, you saying that the voters or your supporters are not that important. This bailout thing is more important. I mean, even though you have the rest of Congress to worry about that, screw my supporters, screw my campaign. I'm finna go over here to the bailout. Not the wisest thing to do, huh? So, I want to throw that out there about Palin and about the scam with the AIG. The Federal Reserve Bank is broke, and they trying to find a way to fill that bank back up and fill their pockets back up, because they broke for making that foolish decision with the war and now high and dry. That's why the economy is suffering. The healthcare thing, I mean, it's all a scam. The gas prices rising in one day, but yet we supposed to have oil reservoirs, right? So the gas prices shouldn't have jumped none. I'm trying to do it all in this 10-minute time frame, but the gas prices shouldn't have jumped none whatsoever, for the simple fact of we got oil reservoirs. So if we got oil reservoirs, why is the gas prices jumping up? I can understand if our oil reservoirs was low and then gas prices go up. So what's all this oil getting stored in those reservoirs for, if we not gonna use them in case of emergencies? But you know why they didn't want to use them? Because only the rich and wealthy would benefit and profit from those oil reservoirs. But as far as the middle class, us that's working hard every day trying to provide food for our family and pay bills, etc., etc., no, they jack the gas prices up for us. So those tax breaks or tax cuts or those special privileges of the rich and wealthy are still in effect, and a proof of that is the instant gas prices that rose up. The instant fluctuation of gas prices. And we supposed to have oil reservoirs, and like I said, the oil company is a multi-million-dollar company, but yet they don't have backup generators. And Ike did not touch none of those plants over there in Texas, but yet it rolls up. I gotta do a part 2 on this. I got a lot to say. So, Christ for life.